When you're starting your first garden, it can feel really overwhelming to try to sort through which tools you actually need. In today's video, I'm going to share with you my essential list of tools, along with a couple bonuses if you're willing to spend a little extra money. Let's get right into it. Since herbs are very common in a first garden, let's start by talking about these harvesting snips. Harvesting snips are designed for precision. That's why the blades are narrow and come to a fine point. They're meant for delicate cuts, like snipping herbs, harvesting peppers, or trimming flowers without bruising the stems. Unlike bulky pruners, these glide in and out of dense foliage easily, giving you clean cuts that help plants heal faster. They're spring-loaded, so they feel effortless even when you're harvesting for a while. And because they're stainless steel, they'll hold up beautifully in Florida's humidity. I use these for everything from herbs to flowers, to peppers and strawberries. Think of them as your go-to tool for anything soft-stemmed or detailed work in the garden. These are my Felco 322 harvesting snips, and I absolutely love them. They're lightweight, super sharp, and the long, thin blades make it easy to reach into tight spots without damaging nearby leaves or fruit. I also have a few different brands, but the Felcos are really my favorite. The second essential tool is a pruning shear. These are the shears I reach for anything that's larger than what my harvesting snips can handle. I use the Felco 14 for most medium garden tasks, things like trimming herbs that have gone woody, or shaping tomato plants, or cutting small branches. They're compact and they fit comfortably in smaller hands and have a cutting diameter that's perfect for general raised bed work. For any larger jobs, like pruning my Barbados cherry tree, I step up to the Felco 2. It has a bit more power and leverage for thicker branches, but it's pretty big for my small hand, so I don't reach for it very often. If you're just starting out, you can absolutely begin with one pair, something similar in size and cutting capacity to the Felco 14. Then once you add fruit trees or shrubs to your garden, it's worth investing in a heavier duty pair like the Felco 2. A good set of shears will last decades if you keep them clean and sharpened, so think of them as a long-term companion in the garden. My next essential tool is the Hori knife. This is one of those tools that surprises you with how useful it is once you start using it. It's part trowel, part knife, part measuring stick, and I use it for just about everything in the raised bed. The sharp pointed tip is perfect for planting seedlings or dividing root balls, and it's also one of my favorite tools for harvesting, especially something like broccoli where you want a clean, controlled cut at the base of the stem. A beginner could easily use this in place of a traditional trowel. It digs, slices, scoops, and weeds all in one tool. It's durable, easy to clean, and once you get used to it, you'll wonder how you ever gardened without one. The one that I have is by Bare Bones, and I'm very satisfied with how heavy duty and durable it really feels. But beware, the edge is really sharp. I've cut myself really bad with this before. A hand cultivator is my next essential tool. This is one of those simple tools that makes soil prep so much easier. I use mine every time I'm adding compost or amending my raised beds. The claw shape helps break up clumps and mix in fresh organic matter evenly without disturbing the structure of the soil too much. It's also great for loosening the top few inches before planting, just enough to let the air and water move freely. For a beginner, this tool really bridges the gap between light maintenance and heavier digging. It's quick, it's satisfying to use, and it keeps that soil in the perfect fluffy condition that roots love. The one that I have is by Bare Bones, and I'm very satisfied with the weight and the durability of this hand cultivator. A hand trowel is one of my most used tools in the garden. I use it for planting seedlings, scooping fertilizer, and potting up new plants. It's just incredibly versatile. The broad scoop shape lets you move soil and compost quickly, and the pointed tip helps you dig small holes with precision. Even if you have a Hori knife, I still consider a good hand trowel essential. It's faster and cleaner for tasks that involve scooping or mixing soil and amendments. For beginners, this is one of the first tools I'd recommend adding to your kit. You'll use it constantly. Bamboo stakes are one of my favorite budget-friendly ways to support your plants in the garden. They come in all different sizes, so you can use them for just about anything. I use the tall 8-foot stakes for climbing crops like southern peas and pole beans, and the shorter 3-foot ones to help support peppers, broccoli, or anything that tends to lean once it starts producing. They're lightweight, reusable, and blend right into the garden without standing out. For a beginner, bamboo stakes are a simple and inexpensive way to keep your plants upright and healthy without needing an elaborate trellis system. Plant clips are one of those little things that make a big difference in the garden. I use them to secure my plants to my cattle panel trellis or to smaller bamboo stakes, anywhere a stem needs a little extra support. They're gentle, reusable, and clip on and off quickly without damaging the plant. Now, I've tried several different types of plant clips, and these are my favorite. They come in a mixed pack of large and small, and I'll link them in the description box below. For beginners, these are a great alternative to tying with twine because they save so much time. They're inexpensive, they last for years, and once you start using them, you'll find yourself reaching for them constantly. Another essential tool that I just discovered this past summer is stretch garden tape. It's another really handy product to keep around. I use it anywhere a plant needs a little extra stability but a clip won't fit, like tying the thick stem of a big broccoli plant to a bamboo stake. It's soft, it's flexible, and it expands as the plant grows so it won't cut into the stem or restrict the growth the way a string sometimes can. For beginners, this is one of those simple tools that makes plant support a lot easier and more forgiving. My last essential tool is a dibber. It's so simple, but it's really useful for seed starting and transplanting. Mine has depth markings along the side so I can see exactly how deep I'm planting each seed. No more guessing. And I can also use it to space my plants appropriately, as long as I'm targeting 6 inches or less. It also has a small scoop on the end, which makes it easy to pick up and drop seeds into place as you go. It's one of those tools that keeps your planting consistent and fast, especially if you're sowing a lot of seeds at once. For beginners, it's an easy way to get more accuracy and better germination without overthinking it. Now let's talk about a few tools that didn't make the cut. These are ones I tried, but honestly, I wish I hadn't. First up is this flimsy little grow light. It wasn't bright enough and it could barely stand up straight on its own. The result? These leggy, weak seedlings that were reaching for the light that just wasn't there. If you're starting seeds indoors, don't waste your money on a weak light. Go for one with the higher output and solid support arms instead. Next was this trellis netting. I hated every minute of it. It tangled, it tore, and trying to cut it into size was an absolute mess. It ripped almost every time I was trying to clip a plant onto it. It looked cheap, it felt cheap, and it was gone after one season. Then there was this cut to size twist tie. It seemed to be convenient at first, but it turned out to be my plant's worst enemy. It didn't stretch at all, so as the stems grew, it started cutting right into them. And trying to twist it around a stake without slicing the plant was practically impossible. And finally, these pricey little plant stakes that looked great online, but in real life, not so much. They kept sinking deeper into the soil than I wanted, and every time we got a strong wind, the plant stem would snap right at the circular top piece. Definitely not worth it. These are items that I thought sounded helpful, but they ended up being more frustrating than functional. And hopefully this saves you a little time, money, and a few broken stems. Alright, now let's shift from the tools I regret buying to a few nice-to-have upgrades that really do make gardening easier once you're ready to expand your setup. One of the best parts about gardening is growing your own plants from seed. It's more affordable, gives you access to a wider variety of crops, and it's incredibly rewarding to watch those tiny little seedlings turn into full-grown plants. Once you're ready to start your own seeds, having a good set of seed starting cells and trays makes the process so much easier. There are a few different sizes to choose from, and each serves a purpose. The Vego Garden standard size is great for fall crops like broccoli and cabbages. It gives those medium-sized seedlings plenty of depth for strong root growth. The jumbo size is perfect for larger plants like eggplants and tomatoes that stay in their trays a little longer. And for really tiny seeds like onions, I use a smaller 72 cell tray, so I can start a big batch all at once. When you're choosing trays, look for sturdy materials that can last season after season. The best ones have air pruning strips along the sides which allow air to reach the roots. It prevents circling and helps reduce transplant shock later on. You'll also want drainage holes at the bottom of each cell and a solid tray underneath for bottom watering. Bottom watering is key. It prevents overwatering and encourages the roots to grow downward, creating stronger and more resilient seedlings. One small but important detail to check is the size of the hole at the bottom. When I received strawberry plugs earlier this year, the tray they came in had tiny holes. I had to use a chopstick just to push the seedlings out. The Vego garden trays, on the other hand, have large enough openings that I can just push each seedling out with my finger. It's such a small design choice, but it makes a big difference. Now, I own a large variety of sizes of the Vego garden seed starting cells, but I'm also curious about the GreenStalk ones. They look to be just as heavy duty and just as reliable as the Vego garden ones, just a little bit stylistically different. There you have it. That's my list of essential garden tools, plus a few extras worth upgrading to when you're ready. I'd love to hear in the comments below if you think I missed anything that's absolutely critical in your garden. Let me know how you use it and what it is in the comments below. Thanks for watching, guys, and don't forget to hit that subscribe button, and I'll see you next time.